How is it going, everybody? You're watching Then About Tech, and today we're going to talk about battery health, more specifically maximum capacity. I have a few videos here on the channel, but one of the most requested videos on this subject is how can you increase your iPhone battery maximum capacity? How can you actually make it go up from, for example, 95%, 90, 80% back to 100? How can you bump it up to 100%? Well, in this video I'm going to explain you, because there is actually a few ways to do it. I'm going to explain you how to do it, how the process works, and everything you need to know in between. So without further ado, let's begin. So as I said, you can in fact increase your iPhone battery maximum capacity. So as you know it, you have probably seen it a million times. If you go to your settings and then you go to battery and then battery health, you can see maximum capacity, which will tell you how new or how old your iPhone battery really is. And as you can see, the number is displayed as a percentage. So the smaller the percentage, the lower the percentage, the most degraded, the older your battery is. So how can you actually increase that number? How can you bump it up back to 100%? And as a matter of fact, there are two ways to do it. Option number one is via hardware, and option number two is via software. So let's talk about option number one first. So you can easily increase your battery maximum capacity to 100% by using a special gadget, a special equipment, a device that you can literally connect your battery to it and then change and then bypass and change the maximum capacity. The problem is you actually need to open up your iPhone, remove the battery, and then connect the battery itself to this device. So then it's not really easy. You need to have expertise, you need to have the device, and yeah, it's complicated. Option number two, as I said, is done via software, and you don't even need to use a computer for this. You can just simply download an app on your iPhone, and the app is called Battery Pro. There are actually a few apps that do it. You can download a few apps that do the exact same thing, and they do the exact same thing as I mentioned before. It'll bypass the iPhone and increase the maximum capacity to 100%. And the thing here is, you can't download Battery Pro from the App Store. Of course, Apple would never allow an app like that. So then what you have to do is either jailbreak your iPhone or download the application straight from the web, and then trust and then install a profile from an app that you don't know. You don't know the developer. No one has checked that application. No one knows what this app does in the background. So it's just not safe. So we have here two options, hardware and software, and both of them are not legit, because doing this, guys, is not legit. So of course, my role here is to explain you, give you information, tutorials, tips, and recommendations, and reviews, and give you my opinion. And on this subject specifically that I know you care a lot about, which is battery health as a whole, I just have one simple recommendation. Don't do it. Simply do not increase your battery health using any of those methods, just because there's no point. Let's think of two scenarios here why you would want to do this. Scenario number one, you want to increase your battery, your maximum capacity, just because you want to see a bigger number or because you want to have a better battery. It just doesn't work. When you do something like this, when you bypass and then you just go ahead and increase the battery percentage, the maximum capacity, it doesn't change absolutely anything. It won't change at all. So you have the same battery life. You'll need to charge your iPhone the exact same number of times a day that you normally do. You don't change anything in the performance of the battery. The battery doesn't change at all. The behavior of the battery is exactly the same. It's literally just a number. You're just changing a number. But the battery is exactly the same, because if your battery is degraded, if your battery is old, it's a physical thing. It's old. It's there. You can't just change a number and expect it to be better. So then you're not changing anything. And if you're doing this because you're going to sell your iPhone, for example, and you're trying to trick somebody, you want to cheat somebody, you want to fool somebody by making them believe your iPhone is newer than it really is, that's not the right thing to do, you know. It's just is not something I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend this at all. I wouldn't recommend doing for any reason. As I said, reason number one, makes no difference if it's only for you. Reason number two, if you're just trying to trick somebody or fool somebody, that's not something that I would recommend. So then what I can say here is don't do it. Simply don't do it. If you think your battery is bad, your performance is bad, I have a ton of videos here on the channel. I'll leave cards here in the description so you can go ahead and have tips to save battery. You have tips to have a better performance out of your battery life, and I have awesome videos here on the channel. And also I have videos here telling you when to replace your battery, because maybe it's time to replace, and the battery, the iPhone battery, is actually cheaper than most people think. So again, check links in the description. Don't do this. Don't mess with your iPhone. Don't bypass your iPhone. Don't go ahead and bypass and try to increase the maximum capacity. You can do it, but you shouldn't. All right? So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one as usual. Bye-bye.